There we go. All right, perfect. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. I like the shirt.
Thank you.
Where?
It's AIW got him made up one time when he came in for a meet and greet.
Okay, very, very
Uh,
nice. I know we're supposed to talk about MLW, but that's a good
we can.
segue. I wanted to talk about AIW.
Uh,
I know I'm starting to become more familiar with you through MLW, but I know your work a little bit through AIW.
okay.
Thank God I got all those acronyms without flubbing them.
I know. There's a lot.
All two of them. But AIW is one of those promotions that I hear a lot about. I feel like still needs a lot more attention because you have different indies in different regions where there's AAW, GCW, bunch of different regions. AIW is one that I feel like deserves more attention, especially because you have the JT Lightning, the tournament, you have different names coming through there. How do you feel like AIW can get a little bit more attention going into 2024?
um, I think just being more consistent, kind of online, maybe.
Mhm.
Just I think there's times where, and Thorne even says it on the podcast where like he's super motivated, and it's like podcasts are out, stuff's out, new stuff's out, other side pods, and like then usually it's like about this time. I think mainly because there's just such a busy summer for
Mhm.
AIW where there's like I think he does like 20 shows a year, like most of them take place in the summer.
Mhm.
So maybe it almost burns them out kind of. So maybe if things were just more consistent, like and like putting I think a lot of things that I see other companies do that are kind of gaining steam online is like they'll put out a match from their show online on like Twitter X or Twitter X or whatever you're supposed to call it. I don't,
I'm
you,
still
you
calling
know,
it Twitter.
yeah, same on Twitter or like YouTube for free and like link it and try and get people to watch the full shows that way. I do think that's a good idea to engage people because there's so much wrestling going on every weekend. Like, I mean, yeah, you named off four or three or four indies off the top of your head that are like well-known indies, and it is kind of like almost like the territory system in a way where it's like, okay, you got the Chicago indies, the Cleveland indies, the Jersey indies, you know what I mean?
I usually do a watch list feature, and this kind of leads into what you were talking about putting full stuff online. Is there a match, whether it's you want to introduce MLW fans to your work or just one that you're especially proud of? And it doesn't even have to be from
um
AIW, but just anything that comes to mind that you're like, all right, this is a really good example of the wrestler I try to be.
maybe me and Masato Tanaka, we had a really fun one at
Mhm.
AIW during the JT Lightning Memorial Tournament night one from this year.
Mhm.
That was a fun. Yeah, it was a fun. It was just cool. Just I mean, I was having him give me all the shit. Like I was like power bomb me to the floor, and it was awesome. I mean, it hurts so fucking
Mhm.
bad. It's just crushing me with like chair shots, but also I'm like, it's the greatest moment of my life.
I
It's this
read it.
man's this
I
old man smashing me in the head with a chair.
one more.
Yeah.
I read an interview with Fightful. You were talking about that match, how you kind of
uh,
were like, if anybody else gets to have this match with him, like I'm gonna be pissed off. So
oh yeah. Yeah.
uh
I'm not real I never really ask for matches anywhere. Like I just kind of will be like, look on Twitter, okay, this is what I'm doing at this show or whatever.
mm,
But there's a few times where like I'll hear something, I'll be like, are you're someone what? I'm right here. Come on.
mm.
Who yeah, but when I heard that Masato Tanaka was coming in, I was kind of like, all right, like, well, who's he gonna fucking wrestle? I'm like, I hope me, damn. And so, like, when it got announced, I just texted Thor and I was just like, thank you so much.
Mm. All right,
Yeah.
I'll put you on the spot. Now that you have that match, is there
Okay.
anybody else that you want to match with that would piss you off if somebody else
Uh,
got it?
I mean, I think my number, I mean, I really want to wrestle Hangman Adam Page. I know he doesn't even do indies, but this dude
Hmm.
seems like he's nuts. And I want to see how nuts is he. I want to drink his blood. Uh, I drank Nick Gage's blood and spit it in his face, so I'm not really afraid to drinking anyone's blood.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
What's it called? You put it on your vision board.
Yeah, exactly. I do have a vision board. I might put that one on there tonight. That might be a new note card going on top. Thank you.
There you go. Only way it
Yeah,
can happen is if you put it out there.
exactly. Yeah.
I'll get to MLW now. Kings of Colosseum, you are teaming with Filthy Tom, who you just did a podcast appearance with,
Oh yeah.
against Second Gear Crew. What's it like teaming with him in MLW after he was for AIW for a handful of matches? He was one of your opponents. So what's the dynamic
Um,
like just getting a chance to work with him instead of trying to beat each other up all the time?
I mean, a lot better when I'm not getting kicked in the head by him. It's awesome to not be the one getting those kicks.
Mhm.
I like being the watcher, I get to observe those kicks, and I know how each one of those feel. Oof, and I feel free. Everyone that stands in our way, you got to take those Tom Lawlor kicks or Josh Bishop chop. It's hard when the two stiffy McGee's just start teaming up, and it's
Mhm.
all bets are off. But it's awesome, honestly, because teaming with him because he is one of my better friends in like life, not even just wrestling. So we talk all the time. Like have a very similar mindset. Like pretty much dick off all the time together at show.
Mhm.
So and the ring, it's super easy. And we were doing this stuff at AIW where it's almost like we were a team. We've been doing it anyway, where it's like we wrestled each other in a bunch of matches. Then we were randomly in a four-way.
Mhm.
And I was just like, what if we just thought it was a tag team match for some reason? Like in a promo. And then it like went off pretty well in the promo, and like the boys were laughing. So then they were like, "Oh, you guys got to do a spot like you're a tag," and so we just did a spot like we pretended it was a tag team match, and like the crowd was super into it before we did anything, and then we did like one thing in the match where it was like we were a team too, and the crowd was super into it, and we were like, "Man, maybe it would work if we were actually a team." And then and like 2 weeks later, MLW randomly hit me up and was like, "Hey, do you want to come in to be in WTF?" And I was
Mhm.
just like, all right, that's cool. Like that's Tom's crew. That's awesome. And our first match was we were a team and we were just doing the same stuff we always do, but it's like on a
Mhm.
bigger stage. It's pretty fun, honestly. Because
Mhm.
we've never actually teamed before. We just always we just act like goofs pretty
Yeah.
much in these four-way matches we have because we had like a crazy we did shoot spin the wheel make a deal matches
Mhm.
this year, and we got a blindfold match, which was awful because they didn't think we were going to get the blindfold match, so they got real blindfolds, and there was only a 1 in 8 chance you're going to get it. Like,
Yeah.
and then we did an actual shoot casket match where we called both these matches on the fly in the ring, and that just built like this crazy chemistry we have. And so I don't know what if it like stems from that, but it's like we already know what we're thinking before we even get to the show. Like,
Mhm.
hey, what do you want to do? Like, we did a four with Rocky Romero, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do a spot, like we're doing a tag, and I was like, you get down and like, oh, I'll do like the Jeff Hardy poetry in motion thing.
Yeah.
And but I'll fall down because you're too heavy. And I went, yes, that's what I was literally about to tell you. And then you do it to him later. We switch up and I'll be the one that gets down. And then we did it. And like the crowd was like losing it for each of these dumb antics we do. And I was like, all right, cool. And then our tag match with Hammerstone was our first actual tag match ever. Where we've ever teamed together, even though we've been in the ring together probably 30 times
Yeah.
and just always do these stupid bits.
Um, that's kind of like I know we're pulling back the curtain a little bit, but
Yeah.
what's the difference between like a gimmicked blindfold and like a legit one?
I don't know. I've never had a gimmick blindfold. I was hoping.
I'm like your eyes are still
Yeah.
covered, so I
Well,
would
no,
think either way it's
it was like the Prince of Darkness, like the hoods. So it was like the whole
okay.
bag thing.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. These are fake bags. And like they
Yeah.
put on me. I was like, what is this? I can't breathe.
Gotcha.
And I was just like yelling, like, hey, like, hey.
Marco.
That might be one to put actually. That might be the one instead of Masato Tanaka is a good haha match.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah,
I can add both.
yeah.
So Hammerstone's leaving. I know you did a tag match with him, and then World Titan Federation is this ongoing thing. in MLW. Is there like, are you looking at it as a way to maybe stand out in comparison to him, or like how do you view your place not only in WTF but like in MLW in general?
I view my place honestly. I mean, I'm here to be the top guy. I'm here to come in and be the champ. Like, I know that's cliche and like everyone says it, but if you don't want to be the top guy, then get out. But I really believe that. Like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to learn how to do this MLW TV style, and once I do that, like, no one's gonna stop me. Like, I'm gonna figure out what I got to do to like take my skills that make me stand out currently, transcend them, elevate them, and that's why I'm lucky that I got guys like Tom Lawlor helping me out, like Matt Cardona when he was there. That's another one of my guys,
Mm,
and yeah, so it was just nice. And then they put me and Justice together to fight each other, and I mean, we'll kill each other probably in the ring. To be honest, I don't really think there's anything that we won't do.
yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, sorry guys, but we're here to steal the show. And if like people get mad about that, I'm sorry, but you should want to be there to make sure when everyone leaves the 2300 arena at the Coliseum that they left saying, "Man, I wish I loved whoever you are." But
Mhm.
me, when they leave, I already know what they're gonna be saying. Damn, I cannot believe we saw the night the WTF superstars Tom Lawlor and Josh Bush were crowned the new MLW Tag Team Champions.
Real quick, I will say if anybody hasn't seen it yet, go check out MLW Holiday Rush. It aired on Christmas Eve, so that's the match, one of the matches you've had with Matthew Justice that
Oh yeah.
MLW fans could check out. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem, man. Sorry, this was like kind of weird or whatever. I'm not like the
No,
best interview talker kind of guy.
no, this was fun. We laughed about it. I got a good headline.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely clipping the Hangman drinking his blood thing. So
Oh yeah, I would
if
love to drink that man's blood. Put that out there. Fuck, get that going on the sheets. I'd love it. That dude
uh,
looks crazy in the ring. I love that. I'm all about that energy.